Hello, Red is live. Is anybody out there? How is everybody doing? I'm echoing. Hi, Jim. How are you? Good to see you. So, Red's followers are called flames, so I'm going to light my candle. I have a red pumpkin candle. I found this at King Supers, and it smells really good. Kind of smells like it's supposed to be lavender mahogany. Hi, CW Style. It smells good though. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I put myself on the TV. I don't know why. It used to be behind me when I would sit over there. But so now it's over here. Okay, you got your book. Okay. I hope you enjoy it. It is it how shall I describe it? It is me before I I came completely out of the Christian nationalism, the Republican Party, evangelicalism, and all that. I am a Christian, but now my beliefs are different and they have evolved as I've learned more and stuff. I kind of, for a little bit, and it was almost necessary. I don't know, in a way. Although I feel like I threw the baby out with the bathwater. I threw Christianity out and just was exploring everything. But in a way, it was good because I examined, like, why do I believe? Did I just believe that because my parents believed that? And then, and I was just a Republican because I was rebelling against my parents who were liberal, and that's why, like, I felt like I became a Baptist in Georgia and was ultra conservative because they were, liberal Christians in California. And so I was like rebelling against it all. But so that's kind of like where I was when I wrote this. I was still married and I was still deciding, am I going to go? It was a big decision for, after 30 years of marriage, 5 grown kids. And so it made my life go in a total different trajectory. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. You're, I'm very, yeah, I'm very interested in your beliefs. Yeah, I had friends on both sides, and people would assume I got into this whole thing. Well, someone, how about I say it like this? So someone in my child's spouses, family came at me on Facebook because I had a friend on Facebook who was commenting on my page who was a Trump supporter and assumed I was a Trump supporter because I was friends with this person. So anyways, I think that's why they were, not liking me anyways, really. And a lot of times in my life, I've come across people, so it happened with the bullying, because I guess I feel like I don't emanate that as much now, but I guess I still do in a way because I still have people that come into my life and they are not really for me, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like they're moles. It's kind of like they're moles in their life and they're like, okay, let me, and I'm just like, what in the world? And I think I attract this because that's what I was used to in my family. It was like people that are like, they're supposed to be for you, but they're not really for you. They're your family, but they're not really for you. And it's interesting. It's kind of like they're moles in your life, and they come and I feel like my whole marriage was that. It's like, here I am married to this person, but this isn't a person that's really for me. And like in the background there, I realized it just was a slow dawning, really, that I realized, wait, my husband's supposed to be on my side and for me on my team, but he was always in competition with me. Always, we were never on the same page, never. And that was really the final straw that broke. I mean, it was just a final nail in the coffin, really. We were never like on the same team, even though we were supposed to be, and sometimes we appeared to be on the same team, and we were both conservative, but see, now I'm a progressive Christian and I'm a universalist. I believe in the salvation of all, and it's ironically because I used to argue with my mother about especially the abortion issue. And now I believe, as she does, that, I don't personally believe in abortion, but I don't want to inflict my views on the whole country, and that hello, Brenda. Hello, Elsa. Hello. I don't want to miss saying hello to everybody, because someday hopefully I will have so many. I will try still to say hello to everybody. Lindy and Carol really do good at that. But there are less abortions when it's legal and safe. So go figure. Do something I'm saying now that I didn't really do in the past, and especially when I had 5 kids, 4 kids, like when I was in the picture behind Dole holding Claire Bear. I just posted pictures of Claire and Lily. I talked to them yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. So that sounds great. See, I'm wanting to find. I'm on the second church. I'm going to a Universalist church, but it's very small. And I had a little incident happen. Hey, Glenn. Hello. I had a little incident happen, and I'm just like, it was interesting, but it was kind of enlightening. And I was like, I think there's some, and I'm just, And I think that's why the church is so small. It's not encompassing. It's not embracing everybody. And I was going to a big Presbyterian church, but it was a evangelical Presbyterian church, which is very conservative, like the PCA. There's like, my parents went to PCUSA Church, which is very progressive. I think that my mom's pastor, Eugenia Gamble, she's from Alabama too, by the way. She retired and she went back to Alabama. It was so funny because my Southern Baptist pastor, complete total opposites of, opposite sides of the country and opposite, views, a liberal Christian and a very conservative, fundamental Christian. My pastor in Georgia, I'm like, Mom, my pastor's from Alabama too. But she is amazing. And like I'll share right now, I have on my channel, it was funny, one of the things I kept, because I was going through my whole thing of being agnostic and really being away from God when I redid my channel. So I took a lot of stuff down, and I had some I had some old videos. I think my channel was from I think 2016. So let me see if I can find this. Aha, found it. Oh, here's another one of her. Safe Harbor Presbyterian Church. I wonder if she's a pastor again somewhere. I see one from 2024. Okay. Oh, I need to go to that. Okay. Maybe she is pastoring again. I don't know. But here is, I'm going to share it with my parents. I'll just put my parents' pastor on my community tab. It was when I sang in the choir with my dad. It was interesting. Okay, it was fun. So good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. Brenda, Glenn, Elsa. I do say hi to everybody. Brenda. Thank you all for being here. Again, I don't have a topic. My bad. I'm been really busy, been worry. I just go from worrying to worrying, and Codependence Anonymous is so good for me because I need to not worry, you guys. It doesn't do any good. The Bible says not to worry. Do not worry. It doesn't add, worrying about it is not going to get Kamala to win. But I am really concerned that we do not need, like a hole in the head, we do not need Trump in there again. It's very, very bad and very, very dangerous. And just, it would be very, very awful. So I'm praying, being optimistic, no crossing my fingers. Peace. No crossing my fingers. I'm praying and thinking positively and praying for a peaceful transfer of power. Pray for those on the other side. They need our prayers. They do. To put it nicely, they need something. They need to wake up. I'm sorry, but yeah, I've just decided to talk about it here because, yeah, I could not talk about it anymore. And I was getting egged, actually, and well, sometimes I didn't even know it, but I was getting egged at on my own channel. I was, and at Lindy's and at Carol's. I was getting egged on, really. I mean, when it happened at Carol's, I don't think it was really deliberate, but someone mentioned at Carol's, oh, you're in Denver, oh, you're in Aurora, and they've taken, and it's all lies, it's all MAGA lies, and I'm just like, no, they're fine, and this is how bad these people have been brainwashed. There were people on the news in the line going into the Trump rally that said, yeah, we didn't like what he said about Aurora, but they were still there to support him. And I'm just like, Lord. So just pray, people, vote. Oh yeah, but if you're a MAGA, remember that Trump said to vote on January 5th. So remember that. If you're MAGA, that Trump said January 5th, get out and vote. I can't resist anymore. I can't resist anymore. Oh no. That is sad. That is sad. Yeah, he said vote January 5th. Lindy's live, big for brain, keep up hope for her to learn subscribing only. Yeah, there were a lot of trolls again. Yeah. I'll try to get with her again, because now, like, it just we kept on not getting together on it, and then I thought maybe Jason would figure it out and show her how to do it, but yeah, he did it. He put it on slow mo by accident. But I was saying, like, that was on the same page. If you go to that page, Jason, and he's like, I don't know what page I was on. So your friends were obsessing about politics and they were getting sick and dying. That's sad. Yeah, I have to, and see, that's part of the reason why, and I've learned really what it is. Before, when I stopped watching the news, and like you guys, I had 5 kids. I mean, it was always go, 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 and trying to do what my husband wanted and what I wanted too, which was just, it ended up just being whatever he wants and whatever, I thought was best for the kids. I was like a soccer mom. I was, working at church. I worked together with my husband at church. We taught little second graders, like 12 years, we went to 2 different Baptist churches, and they both were bad. Actually, which I realized, I'm listening to The Cult of Trump by Steven Hassan. I don't know how you say his name. I'm listening to Steven Hassan. I'm listening to this. But I realized, I was in the Christian nationalism before Trump came on the scene. And I already knew about Trump, and I knew that he was a sexual predator. And it's just like, no, I never was going to, I just told my friend at Coda that it's like, I didn't even, I said, I wish I had voted for him. I couldn't bring myself to do it. That's how much of a Christian nationalist I was. I couldn't bring myself to vote for Hillary. And I was still believing some of the stuff coming from the Christian nationalist. And I was still pretty much in it. 2016 is the year I moved out of my ex's house. Make her wear down soon. Try to keep up with all that. What do you mean, Elsa? So, yeah, I didn't vote at all in 2016. You guys, I didn't vote for Trump, but I couldn't bring myself to vote for Hillary. So I just didn't vote at all. So it's a cult, you know, they're brainwashed. And he was talking about before Fox News, it was Rush Limbaugh. I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh sometimes, but like I said, I didn't watch that much news. I didn't have time. I was taking kids to soccer, taking kids to school, working at the church. At towards the end of my time in the Baptist church, I was Energy Vampire Trolls and Chat. Yeah. Okay. So, and I didn't watch news, and I really didn't realize I was like an empath, a highly sensitive person. That wasn't like a thing back then that they talked about. So I just stopped watching the news. So I was kind of I've been uninformed. Like, I don't know. I'm learning a lot by listening to this book. I'm learning a lot by watching Luke Beasley and now I'm watching, liberal shows. But also like David Paxman, I shared a link on my page. He doesn't say he's a Democrat. He's like independent. So that was interesting. Yeah, I'm glad that Lindy ended her live when she did. Yeah, she was getting tired, and yeah, the trolls are exhausting. And my computer is with my my laptop with my mouse not working right. I'm not very good or fast at getting the trolls. So yeah, it's very sad. Yeah, be careful, garbage in, garbage out. But I'm trying to have be more balanced and know. And lately I'm getting obsessive into, and that's what my friend at Coda was saying, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting like that too, and I need to not get. Yes, Lindy's out of the hospital and doing well. She's at her son's now. I'll drop Lindy's link. Let me get it here. Okay. Tennessee. Vando. No. There was some so a lot of the ones in van life that I was involved with were very much on the right too. And Trump. And I guess that's another reason why I feel like the need, I don't know. When you're sitting on the fence, it's kind of like one's from either side, and I tended towards the right. So, ones on either side I feel like are like trying to pull you off fence, And so I'm like, I'm just going, this is too important. Like, I'm not going to be silent on this anymore. And I felt like people at either lives were trying to pull me into it. And I had people on my channel. And so now I've had to, Lindy was explaining trolls to somebody, and she was saying they say nasty stuff or something like that. And I'm like, they don't, but I'm like thinking like, they don't always. And sometimes they sneak in and they act nice, and then they just say stuff to subtly undermine you, I had someone here that was just, you know, friendly, but they did message me and they didn't agree with what I was saying about. And I really, it's kind of the same thing with the Trump thing. When I tell you the good news of that, there's not going to be people burning for. I don't see how I could have a good. Thank you for dropping the link, Brenda. Um, I'll check. We'll check that out. We'll all check that out. Um, it's the same with the Trump, and like when you really see the evidence and hear all the things that he's done, how can you support him? I don't understand. How can women support him? How could Black people? How could Hispanic people? How can anybody support him? Geraldo Rivera, his good friend for 25 years, just came out and said he is voting. He's a Republican, but he's voting for Harris. So like just more and more stuff is coming out. If you watch the things on January 6th, that's what, like, I was in my brother's house. I was in my brother's MAGA house. He had an old, my dad would have my dad would have never done that to Jonathan probably, but my dad who pulled my Bush bumper sticker off my car when he lost would have taken his calendar. He had his Trump calendar up, and it was from it's from, I don't know, it's from 2019 or something. His presidential calendar, and I'm just like, oh, brother. Literally, oh, brother. And so my friend Dakota and her brother's in MAGA too. And I'm like, so I'm meeting more people. I'm running into more people at my churches. So I'm going to find, because there's lots and lots of churches in here. Lots of churches in Denver area and Parker that I'm going to try other churches because I'm finding that there's still because I had a little incident, and it doesn't necessarily mean, but I think it does mean because it was someone that I thought resembled Harris. And I said, you look like our next president. And they were totally taken aback. They didn't understand. And she actually looks like old Harris, but I didn't want to say that. But anyways, yeah. And then I got called blind Bartimaeus. And I was just like, that wasn't an offensive thing because she's good looking and actually better looking than this person. But anyways, I was just like, that's kind of a red flag for that church. So yeah. He makes liberals crazy. He thinks, well, yeah, he calls liberals crazy, and he makes liberals crazy. He was laughing about it. Hey, Roy and Becky, how are you? I didn't start my list yet, my prayer list. I'm making a list, and I didn't play my flute yet. How are you? But yeah, you just don't talk politics. That's good. That's interesting. Yeah, well, I don't know. I like the I'm just thinking of going to a full-on, welcoming of everybody church, because I can't imagine yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Getting over a cold, but I had my birthday, and then my daughter tried to FaceTime me on my birthday, but she was in the mountains in the Poconos with her in-laws, and she didn't have a good connection. So she FaceTimed me yesterday. So yeah. Well, Harris is a lot younger than Trump and Biden. She's just 2 years older than me, almost exactly. So her husband, I found out his birthday's the same as mine. Doug Emhoff's birthday is October 13th. I thought that was kind of cool. And they're both he turned 60. So he turned 60 on Sunday, and she's going to turn 60 on next Sunday. So let me do my prayer list. I've been like kind of tired because I'm just getting out there, which I need to get out there and meet people and stuff. I went canvassing last Saturday. I'm going canvassing this Saturday. I like meeting people that I can talk to about. I feel like I can be myself more. And it's like I'm kind of wanting to avoid a church that's mixed, but I feel like the big Presbyterian church I was going to is pretty mixed. But I found out that big Presbyterian church that I was going to that's mixed, the pastor there was one who was instrumental in getting the pastor of the Universalist Church kicked out of that evangelical Presbyterian church, because he doesn't believe in eternal conscious torment anymore. So he doesn't belong here. And I'm just like, so I don't feel like going back to that church. I don't know. I'm really enjoying Coda right now. I don't know. Will Red go back to church? I think I probably will, but I don't know. I'm going to go visiting some other churches. Did I share Lindy's link? I think I did. But anyways, I feel better for having just being honest, because I really just can't be quiet anymore. But I'm finding more and more channels. You don't have many Kodo groups there? In Marietta, you don't? Huh. It's very limited. Huh. That's a thing. I'm going to Philly in December. And I did tell my daughter, I said, I felt like I was going to stay here for now, but I still might eventually move by her. So thank you all for being here. I'm making my list. Georgia is in play again. Well, didn't Georgia flip and turn blue? I think I was trying to look for it. I would think I did a Southern Red video on that. You guys, I did have videos. I'll probably look for it when Biden won, and it was cute because I was at my friend Gladys's house, and her dog's name is Blue, because he's a blue, what do you call it, blue tick pit bull, but his name is Blue, and the skies were blue, and I was singing "Blue Skies Shining on Me" when Biden won. I mean, little did I know, and then I ended up I I bought my RV in St. Louis. Yeah, he doesn't like our governor either. Said something about our governor in Colorado. Who I'm just learning who all these people are. And I filmed some on Saturday at the little rally they had in Aurora. And but I'm like don't really know. I haven't posted any of those yet, but I still might post them. So like he's not gonna. I feel like maybe I should call, but I don't have good reception here. I was gonna do the phone banking, but I don't get good reception at my apartment. And then they do it in the evenings in Denver, but the traffic going into Denver, I was thinking of going Tuesday night, and I was just like, it was going to take me 45 minutes to get there. Today there must have been, my GPS took me a different place into town, a different way, because there must have been an accident or something. And thankfully I had decided to leave early, and I got to CODA meeting just in time because it's at noon. Let's see. But thank you all for being here. I didn't play anything on my flute. So I feel like I kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I attract MAGA people like I attract narcissists. I don't know. But I met this woman at my old church, at my the big Presbyterian church, and she was since oh, I'm afraid to watch that. I saw. Anyways, wait, let me finish the thought I was on. Otherwise, I'll forget. This person I met at my big Presbyterian church. She was been obsessed since October 7th, and I'm glad. She should be concerned, but she was obsessed. I mean, she's not. I'm like, after walking away from talking to her, I'm like, she's not into God. She's not into Jesus. Yeah, she has some prayer group she goes to, but she's obsessed with it all. I'm like, no, it's not good. And I'm just like, no. I'm learning to be, because like old me would be friends with anybody who wanted to be my friend. And I'm learning to be more particular. You know, I'm very particular. Well, I'm not dating right now, but I'm, when, if ever, no, I think I will eventually date again. I'm going to be very particular about my friends and I'm sorry. I like friends that agree with me, even on that. I mean, but like on Facebook, I have all sorts of friends on Facebook, and I have friends that are. I still have friends that are for Trump on Facebook, especially because I have so many from the Baptist Church in Warner Robins in Georgia. But as far as a close friend, I want someone that, like the people at Coda. I don't like someone who's going to be offended because I say you look like Kamala Harris. I mean, that's ridiculous. That was a compliment. She's a beautiful woman. Even Trump said so. Sounds like he had a little crush there when he was talking to Elon. So yeah, he was talking about this, which I got. I didn't read that yet, but I recently got that. Well, maybe a month ago. It'd be cool if you did an audiobook and included that with each poem. Included what? Two Democrats to the Senate. Wow. Yeah, our governor is a Democrat, but Hey, Char. Hello, long time no see. How are you? Good to see you. I'm making a list. Yeah, I didn't make that up though. Do you know what that song is? That's and I played that for remember I played that for the Canadian couple. You guys, I told you about the Canadian couple that came to my So you guys, I so didn't want to talk about it that I had a rule at my Airbnb not to talk politics. But the Canadian couple, she sort of, carefully she wanted to ask me my opinion. And I was like, girl, I'm with you. You're doing okay. Mentally, financially, amid health doesn't seem to be getting worse any faster. Oh. Okay. I've not had an easy time of it, y'all, honestly. But no serious health problems. Speaking of which, oh gosh. It's just like, I don't know what, like Luke Beasley, they're going to be so bored, like, if he loses, which I do want him to lose. They're going to be so bored, though. I mean, there's never going to be, like, it's unbelievable. The things, it's unbelievable that this race is close. It shouldn't be, but yeah, hit my thumbs up. Hit my thumbs up, y'all. Did I share this out? So Lindy had to go open something happened with her live, and then she had to start another live, and so then I have to tell the people at the old live to go put the link to the new live, and I'm good at that. I can good at dropping links, but getting all those trolls is so annoying. But yeah, I want to see. So I saw a Fox thing, and they were trying to say like that Harris and Biden are like fighting or something, and it was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous and false. And they put up a recording of her saying, because she was talking about the the hurricanes and the lies that Trump was spewing about them not sending aid, and they sent that aid to the immigrants, and all these lies. And they put that thing up of her, and she was talking about Trump, and they tried to make it like she was talking about Biden, and it's like, oh, there's love, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's like they're grasping at straws here. Is it my screen? I don't know. I have that. There's 11 watching. Thank you all for being here. You might need to refresh. You might need to refresh. I can't see the thumbs up. Well, I don't have it open. Let me see. I mean, I have it open, but it has just my thumbs up. Let me go to it again and see. Okay, 8 thumbs up. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, y'all. It says 8 thumbs up now. Hit my thumbs up. Thank you. Share this out. Maybe I'll put, maybe I should just put #politics, since I'm just going for it. I'm just going for it. I'm sorry. Can't be quiet about it anymore. I was like, it was just, I can't be quiet about it anymore. It's been hard because I've tried to be quiet about it for like since, I mean, at least on here for a while, and I had to be quiet about it when I was at my brother's. So oh no. In North Carolina? Oh no. He's not even a, no. You think he prays? Wow. I don't think he's even he's a sexual predator. It's not true. It's lies. I've heard people from that area coming on here and saying it's not true. So and there'll be even more games and lies and crap if Trump gets in there. You want even more crap? I don't. But yeah. But there's yeah, well, you're talking about one person. You're talking about one person. So I don't know their situation. And so this one person, I bet, didn't say, and they sent my money to immigrants. There's videos coming out from there saying Trump told everybody to inject themselves with bleach. Don't you remember that, Char? Don't you remember? Why doesn't anybody remember like little children crying for their mothers in cages at the border? Do you think that was right? You remember that lie? No, I remember hearing him say it. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Glenn. But it wouldn't be any different, it wouldn't be any different under Trump. Don't you remember what he said to the hurricane victims in Puerto Rico? The kids in cages had their new clothes and backpacks? No. Well, I'm going to say a poem. Neither side is fit to run this country. She's a lot more fit than he is. And that is my opinion, but no, he's not fit to do anything. He needs to retire and be locked up. He's a sexual predator. He's in mental decline. Kamala Harris has prosecuted sex offenders like him. She took in her friend in Canada when they lived in Canada. She took in her friend because she was being molested by her dad. And that's what she does. She protects people and she cares about you. You think Trump gives a rat's ass about you? He does not. All he cares about is himself. And he's not a Christian. And it's funny that these same Christians that are for Trump, they're the ones that believe in hell. And I'm like, I'm telling you what, when I still believed in hell, he's the first one going down there and burning forever and ever with Hitler. But I don't believe in hell. There's grace for him. God saves all. I believe that. But, karma is coming right now. And it's perfect. I mean, there is a God and he should be, it's fitting for him to be defeated by a woman and a woman of color. Yeah, he's selling, you think he cares about the little people? He's selling $100,000 gold watches and his Trump Bible, which was made in China. Oh, and by the way, vote on January 5th, everybody, all you MAGAs. That's what Trump said. You believe everything he says, no matter what. Don't talk to me about, 34 felony convictions. Why should he even be allowed to run? Is your wallet the most important thing? That's what Harris cares about, people. Hi, Alec. Harris cares about people. And she has a plan for the economy. You want your health care taken away? He overthrew, just watch one video of the truth of what happened January 6th. Watch one video. That's what you want? He overthrew the democracy. Listen to Pam Hempel. She got out of the cult. You need to be deprogrammed. I'm sorry. You really do. Oh, here's another article about her. But yeah, please listen to the other side. Oh, and yeah, because Trump is such buddy buddy with Russia. That's why he'd be better in there, Char? No. You got to listen to something besides Fox News, please. And he's horrible about, especially when he talks to veterans. And he lied to get out of serving in the military. I mean, how do you feel about that, Roy? He's a liar. Everything out of his mouth is a lie. Yeah, and why did a better question is like, who did he have push Ivana down the stairs? Brenda, thank you. Yeah, that was tax evasion. That was so his golf course would not be taxed. I mean, please listen to reason. Please listen to the other side. Please don't allow yourself to be brainwashed. Critical thinking. And I think a lot of men, I'm sorry, but I bet a lot of men, I watched this one video in Alabama, of course, and they're like, where are the Harris, and they were out of NASCAR, of course, in Alabama. Of course, there's no Harris supporters, and they were like mockingly, and I'm like, I had to resist from leaving a comment under here. I'm like, I bet all these guys' wives and girlfriends are voting for Harris, and they're not going to say a single word to these guys. Your vote is being canceled out. I'm hoping for it, and I'm praying for it fervently, and I'm canvassing on Saturdays. We need to be, but he's like kissing up that he loves the dictator leaders, the one in North Korea too. There's a big difference. I don't see, you're not. Yeah, how many convictions? Yeah, she convicts other people. That's the difference, is you're getting things confused. She's a lawyer. She convicts criminals. Trump is a criminal who has 34 felony convictions. Yeah, so he puts it out there. He doesn't pay any taxes. Yeah, there was someone in here before who started, went on attack mode when I was just trying to pray about October 7th. And they are just most concerned about what they're paying for their groceries. And, all these other things he's causing, like his lies about Aurora, his lies about they're eating the dogs and the cats. You believe that crap? The people in Springfield, Ohio don't believe that crap. And he's causing division. He's causing, it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't understand how anybody, and what's helping me understand though is the brainwashing and the, I'm reading the book about the Trump cult, and I was in it. I was in Christian nationalism. I never voted for Trump, but that was when I woke up. I was like, are you kidding me? Because this is not a Christian man. This is a philanderer. This is a guy who cheated on Melania, beautiful Melania, with a porn star. This is not a godly man. This is lies. What are you talking about? You really need to quit drinking that Kool-Aid, Char. I'm sorry. This is like a bad dream. Please wake me up. Yeah, it's why I didn't want to go into it, but I don't know what you're talking about. Biden has been accused of that. You don't believe what the news says about anything. So you can't trust anything about either one of them then, Char. So you just need to go to another country. That I'm sorry. I feel like it's selfish to just vote for what affects you. That's what Paul was talking about when he was in here. I care about other people. I care about the entire country as a whole. And that's why, like, what do you think about Liz Cheney coming out and support Pence, all of these Democrats, Geraldo Rivera? There's a whole thing on Twitter, Republicans against Trump because he's insane. He's a malignant narcissist. He's a pathological liar. He has 34 felony convictions. This shouldn't even be a close race. This should not even be a close race. This should be a no-brainer. But some people have had their brains brainwashed by the right. And it's sad. It's sad. Is Liz Cheney an idiot? Are all the other Republicans idiots? I don't like Pence either, but I mean, have you watched anything on January 6th, Roy, and what they did to our Capitol buildings? What they did to the police officers, the Capitol Police? I need to find that video. Oh, just watch a video, please, it's just, no, they weren't. No, they weren't. The felonies were felonies. Thanks, Alec. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you down on my prayer list. Yeah. Let's put it this way. Very, very good. Thank you, Glenn. Let's put it this way. If I was convicted on all counts of felony, I would be in jail. For some reason, he isn't. It's money. It's money. Yeah. And it just baffles me that after what he did, especially January 6th, what he did, I don't know how anybody can, in good conscience, vote for him. I honestly don't. I don't even understand why somebody says, I don't like either one of them. What? I mean, tell me something You have to be specific. Don't just say like, oh, she's a communist, because she's not. Something specific that you know that she specifically did that was bad. Do you have something specific? Have you been assaulted, or has a crime been committed against you by an illegal alien? She doesn't even have contact with her dad. I haven't heard anything about her dad. Her mom raised her. Only Trump has been on trial. Yeah. And do you ask yourself why? Do you think she should have been on trial? She's a prosecutor. This administration assaulted my wallet. And he was impeached twice. Thank you, Glenn. I need to read a poem. Let me read a poem about Election Day 2008, when I did not vote for, I don't even remember who I voted for, but I didn't vote for Obama because I was a Republican. Yeah, Trump went on trial because he broke the law. He's a sexual predator. He's a malignant narcissist. He's a dangerous man. He's a liar. I don't understand how anybody can still believe in him or vote for him. I beg of you, please listen to something on the other side, because I don't think you are. They have all broke the law. Oh, how many people has Kamala sexually assaulted, Roy? I disagree with you. She was the district attorney. You can bet you'd be hearing it all over Fox News and from Rush Limbaugh, if he was still alive. You would hear it all over Fox News, any law that she has broken. I challenge you. Tell me what law did she break? I'm not talking about Hillary Clinton. I didn't even vote. I wish now I had voted for Hillary Clinton, because it would have been a vote against Trump. But I didn't like either one of them, and I didn't vote in 2016. And that was dumb. But I was just coming out of, I wasn't divorced yet. I just moved out of my ex's house. No, I'm surprised that's not all over the news. She convicted more of them than she released, Roy. And it might have been a technicality. She was heartbroken. She talked about it on Howard Stern, that she couldn't have this little 6-year-old girl testify. And she knew she was going to go back home to her dad, who was sexually abusing her, and it broke her heart. And there was a cop that was shot, and she didn't give him the death penalty, but he basically got life in prison. And they were upset with her because, yeah, so that's not breaking the law, though. I'm challenging you again. You said she broke the law. She doesn't have 34 felony convictions. You're listening to fake news. Like, I hate to say it, Char, but you're listening to fake news. Please just watch one whole show if you can stand to watch it. I'm going to drop in the chat the video that, oh, did I put, Eugenia's benediction? I like that. Let me put that. There's Eugenia's benediction. I meant to post, but anyways, all of them have, you don't know. No, she has not one's as bad as sexual assault. I'm sorry. I will not. I was date raped in 2017, and I will not vote for that man. And I'm proud to say I have never, and I will never vote for him. And my ex was throwing it in my face when he won in 2020, because I had when 2016, because we were still in contact, because like the taxes. I mean, I had just moved out of his house, and I would still go to his house to see. I would bring them food in the containers and stuff. And he threw it up in my face. Oh, Trump is winning. Because he likes him. My brother and my ex like him. They're misogynistic. My ex is narcissistic, misogynistic, narcissistic, racist. So they love him to death. But my brother, I hope he's waking up. I pray for him, because he's a cop. And what those Trump supporters did to the cops, 4 of them took their own lives in the days that were involved in that, because they were outnumbered and they were doing horrible things. They would spray the bear spray in their face and put their gas mask back over them. They were hitting them with pole. They got hit on the head. They got traumatic brain injury to the cops. Horrible, crazy Trump supporters. Yes. Yes, I definitely want to put it in. This is still, so you think that our country's basically a cesspool, the whole country's gone to hell because of Biden. And I mean, he's so negative. He's so awful. He creates division and hatred. Make America hate again. It's horrible what he did, and telling people to inject I've heard him say it, Char. He's telling people to inject with bleach. Oh, it's all going to go away. It's going to go away. It's going to go away. He didn't handle COVID good. He didn't handle COVID well. I don't know why you think he did. Conspiracy theories. Yeah. And the Democrats control the weather. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene. And we know the Clintons have bodies under their library in Little Rock, Arkansas. And Trump has his ex-wife's body on his golf course, so he doesn't have to pay taxes. I'm not talking about Hillary. I didn't vote for Hillary. I watched Peter Santinella. It's not, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still here. And I was thinking about it too. Like, I was at the border, and I went to Mexico in 2017, actually. And also, I had a Muslim man at my Airbnb in 2018. So you think like his Muslim ban was so great and awesome? Well, if this man, he was harmless. I mean, other than trying to get a green card that he needed to get because there was a Muslim ban because of Trump, he was harmless. But he was a doctor. You think if anybody who was going to harm anybody, they were going to be smart enough to get it before like this man did. So it didn't help anything. It didn't help me, you know. It's funny that Trump doesn't talk about any of that. And are you sure Peter Santinella is for Trump? I I wouldn't be so sure. I bet he just doesn't talk about it on his channel. What about the border? Okay. What about the border security bill that Trump shot down that Kamala mentioned? So were you for the little babies in the cages at the border? Were you for that, Roy? Do you think Trump is a Christian? He's not. It's too bad there isn't. Too bad I don't believe in hell anymore. He would bust it wide open if there was a hell. He does a good job of keeping it neutral. Yeah. He wasn't even in office though. He wasn't even in like Trump didn't have any experience in politics before becoming president, you know? It's like why would he? He called his friends in Congress and had them shoot it down. But why? No, he did it so he could run on that platform. Why do you think he's yelling? They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. I mean, he's a joke. I just don't understand. Other than please listen to something else besides just the conservative media. Don't just listen to Fox News. Don't even just listen to Peter Santinella. Like I didn't see really anything when I did watch Peter Santinella. I didn't see him being that busy on the border with getting people. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of the crime that he's saying. Like he's lying and saying they took over a whole. I'm in Denver, Roy. There wasn't a whole gang taking over the whole city of Aurora. He's a fear monger. He wants people to fear and be he wants people to fear and he wants to run on that platform, and that's why he shot down the border bill. It was full of earmarks of what? There's a copy of it. I sent it to that guy that was here before that I had to block. Well, she wanted to fix that with a border security bill. Yeah, it was only an apartment building, and it wasn't nearly. They were having a meeting there when Trump was in town. No, he's lying, and he's making the situation worse by all his lies and lies and lies and lies. Please don't believe him. Yeah, why didn't he finish the wall? He had 4 years. Why didn't he finish it? He had 4 years to finish it. He didn't finish it. And Mexico's going to pay for it. That was another lie. All he does is lie. Please don't believe him. Don't believe his lies. Earmarks about what? There's a copy of it online. I found a copy of it online. I don't know if it's correct, but you can read it. No, what she said was correct. He did not deny it. He did not deny it. If they wanted to say about what, because that was in the debate, that he lost like the loser that he is, because he sucks. And he went crazy going, they're killing the dogs, they're killing the cats. I mean, I don't understand how people can still have the wool pulling over their eyes by this man. It's insane. There's still barricades. I saw them on Peter Santinella. There's some people you can't see their heart. But when someone is gonna grab women by the pussy, has 34 felony convictions, has all these women accusing him of sexual assault because he did it. He did do it. I knew there was someone on YouTube that had met him, Charlie Grace. Because I know there's a lot of van lifers that are conservative. And I still, though, I've been in Southern California. I've been in Arizona. I went to Mexico in 2017. I don't see that our country, I've been to Los Angeles. There's always been Mexicans in Los Angeles. There's just as many. My best friend as a child, her dad was from Mexico. But we have Glenn, who's in Texas here. And Bren's not here, but yeah, I've been there. So have you had crimes committed against you by immigrants? Char, Roy, do you think you think that, so you believe him about they're eating dogs and cats, immigrants from Haiti? You don't think that's racist for him to say that? Now that Haitians are, being attacked and they've had bomb threats and stuff. Yeah, and Trump's also gone bankrupt many times. Yeah, committed fraud. He's got friends and he pays people off. Like he paid off that woman not to talk about the sexual assault. Texas is just a whole other story. They lie and say Kamala wants to take away everybody's guns, and she says she has a gun. She has a gun. She doesn't want to take away all your guns. Humor is hurting. Yeah, usually I have Ivan here. Ivan goes and lives in Yuma for the winter, I guess. I guess he might know something about that, but he's a I asked him about it. I guess he didn't want to share, but he's a resident of Canada. But I had this couple at my I told this story before. I had this couple at my Airbnb. So after I had the, gosh, do you believe some of the crazy conspiracy theories they believe? Like that we did 9/11 to ourselves? That's on the, I'm learning stuff I didn't know. The InfoWars guy, that we did 9/11 to ourselves. You guys believe that conspiracy theory? I think that is so offensive to think that we did. And that's when I stopped wanting to talk politics at my Airbnb in 2017 and 2018, when I had this guy that believed that InfoWars crap. And that guy got sued because he also said that Sandy Hook school shooting wasn't real. And some of the Sandy Hook people sued that man, the crazy InfoWars man. And I find that very offensive when people say we did 9/11 to ourselves, and Trump was in support and in agreement with that man because all the conspiracy theories that the MAGA people believe. Insane stuff, you guys. It's just, you got to be able to critically think. You got to listen to the other side. Another friend I have from Coda, she's like, I'll listen to the Fox News. And yeah, he has the right to believe whatever he wants, but it was harmful to those people. And I think they won against him. Because, like imagine your child gets shot in a school shooting, and this guy's saying it was fake, and it's all a conspiracy theory. Well, I certainly hope so, because, oh my gosh, because they're insane. A lot of them are insane, but I just feel like if you're supporting Trump, you're turning a blind eye to a lot of truths that you shouldn't turn a blind eye to. That's what I'll say. I know they're on the my brother would never do anything like, and if my brother had been Capitol Police, I bet he wouldn't be a Trumpster now. I don't know. There's one guy that was involved, and he retired afterwards, and he wrote a book. And it still says he's a Republican, but I would imagine I don't know. I wouldn't imagine he's supporting of Trump. All those cops, if my brother had been a cop at the Capitol Police and seen what those MAGA people did to him. And look up Pam Hempel's story. I'm going to drop Luke Beasley's thing. Or no, I think I'll drop David Pakman. But I put on my I would just say really this is David Pakman. He doesn't even say he's a Democrat. He just says he's an independent. Things were a lot cheaper when Jimmy Carter was president. That was a while ago. And I finally, when was it? Oh, that was the day. Oh my goodness. It was October 4th, you guys. It was October 4th, 2018. I can remember the day. I went And I, I was a Republican. I was a Republican for 20 years. I stood behind Dole. I met Dole. I met Dan Quayle at a rally. I was a homeschooler. I was I was an evangelical, crazy Christian nationalist. Listen to they had the biggest riot under Trump, and it was at the Capitol. Come on. We didn't have riots under Trump? Wait a second. Charlottesville? George Floyd? What are you talking about? Wait. Are you in an alternate reality, Roy? I want to find the video from that Brenda sent me. Thank you for sending me that video, Brenda. And I hadn't heard of this guy either. And some of this stuff I didn't know. But it's the 10 worst things, and he just keeps going on and on because there's so many. He goes to, I think he goes to 100 actually. I think you're forgetting a lot of riots, Roy, with all due respect. And really watch some. Have you watched something on what really happened? They did $27 million worth of damage to our nation's capital, Roy. They were brutal to police officers. Four police officers that were involved that day committed suicide in the months that followed, in the 7 months that followed. They had, some of them had traumatic brain injury because they were hit on the head with steel. It's just awful. It's awful. Yeah, and now because of the abortion bans, women are not even able, women that wanted to carry their baby to term and had a miscarried are not able to get a DNC, Char. I don't believe in abortion myself, but like my mom, and that was the issue, the one issue my mom and I would argue about, because I would be like, Mom, you're a Christian. How can you be for abortion? And she's like, I'm not for it personally, but I can't inflict my beliefs on others. And women that want to carry their baby to term, and Obama didn't turn this country against police. I don't agree with that. That's an opinion. You can't prove that. Or, like bring up specific things. Like Trump just throws out these lies, like say a specific quote from Harris. Say a specific policy from Harris that makes her a socialist. Say a specific. Be specific. Don't just throw things. Oh, she's a communist. She's a socialist. Blah blah blah. She broke the law. Be specific. Give me dates and times, and what was the crime that she committed. Well, Trump has 34 felony convictions. And he's been recorded as saying, you just grab women by the pussy. No more. No more. That's why I could not be quiet. That's why I could not be quiet anymore. It's like insane that people still want to vote for him. And that man was convicted too, that killed George Floyd. Yeah. They said anybody that was, you know, they were not independents. It's a ban against doing the DNC. And women who have had miscarriages needed the DNC also. Really look into it. Well, you know, like I said, you know, that's what Paul was saying. It's all about, you know, what he's having to pay. I'm looking at the country as a whole, and you know, I am blessed, and I guess some might say, you know, who am I to talk? I'm blessed. I can afford that. But I'm looking at the country as a whole, and I would never, ever vote for a sexual predator like that, a malignant narcissist, a dangerous man. Yeah, he's friends with the dictator leaders like the leader of Russia and the leader. This is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Yeah, prices will always go up. It doesn't matter whoever is president. When I was trying to still not talk about it, and I had my Wednesday night, and again, like Paul came in there to disrupt it, to try to get me to say something like, did God save him? And I think, talk about conspiracy theories. I think that's was set up, the assassinations, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think he could have had something that, made his ear bleed. Whatever. That's what some people think, because just the timing of it, right before the convention, right in in Pennsylvania. I am proud to say my Claire Bear is voting for Harris, and she's in Pennsylvania, and her whole family, they're all for Harris, thankfully. George is good. And there was a lot for gas last time I got gas, but I have a hybrid, so. But yeah, and I believe they'll go down. His tariffs it's baloney. Look into what the tariffs are going to do. That's just going to make the prices on foreign things more. It's not going to help. Yeah, I saw the things about blaming the price of gas on Biden. So ridiculous. And that's like, you don't care about the country as a whole and people as a whole, and women bleeding out in the hospital parking lot because they can't get a DNC because the doctor is afraid of getting arrested. And then Trump is being wishy-washy now on the abortion issue. And Melania came out that she's pro-choice. So, yeah. I've got an hour and 39 minutes. The gas tax was suspended through today for hurricane relief, so gas is cheap. Yeah. Can Harris get credit for that? not ridiculous. But I mean, if that, like Paul, um, you're thinking for yourself and you're thinking that Trump is going to be better for yourself. And, I'm not struggling financially. So maybe like, I need to be more frugal. My dad was frugal. My mom was more of a spender, and I'm more like my mom actually. But they were very good providers. My ex was a good provider. They were both engineers. My dad was a good provider. So I've been blessed. But she has a plan for the economics, and for healthcare. Trump has concepts of a plan. He's concepts of a plan. He wants to take away your medical. What do you think about that, Roy? What if what if gas and food is cheaper, but you don't have medical care? He wants to take away the Affordable Care Act. I just think you're mistaken, and I believe that you should think of the country as a whole, and not just think of the effects of you, and just like it's just horrible. And some MAGAs are so insane. I'm scared about these ones that are still around that did the January 6th stuff, and he incited a riot. And Pence didn't. They were going to hang. They wanted to harm. They had to take Pence out and Nancy Pelosi so that they wouldn't be murdered by these crazy people. He's bigger on the scare tactics than my candidate. I'll tell you that. But maybe, but he never did get his wall built. He had 4 years to do that. Why didn't he do it? Anyways, I should say a poem and pray and let y'all go. Yeah, I don't think the president has a whole lot of control over that. But. Well, see, that goes to show you that, what is it doing? It's the policies that make the difference. And I, for one, though, don't want them to separate parents from their children. That was horrible. That was awful. And not the first one of the awful things Trump has done. He said he would be there with. No, you didn't listen to the whole thing. Watch the video on my community tab. No, he had it, and he also called people to get. I need 11,000 votes. That's on tape. That's what he's convicted about too. I know what I've seen too. And I know what I've heard about him grabbing women's pussies, and he cheated on his wife. He cheated on all his wives. And he probably killed Ivana too. He probably hired someone to push her down the stairs. And then he buried her on his golf course so that he wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. He picked up some sauerkraut. It sounds good. Sounds good, Elsa. I know what I've seen and I've heard, and I'm proud. I've never voted for him, never will. And I hope they lock him up. I hope he loses and they lock him up. That is what he deserves. And I don't see how any person of color or woman could vote for him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's why Trump hates the Republican governor, because he wouldn't find them his 11,000. I need 11,000 votes. I've heard that. Did you hear that one? You probably didn't hear that one, Roy. You're listening to the wrong media outlets. Char, Roy, please stop. Just fast. Just fast from Fox News, please. Just fast from Fox News. Fast from the lying media. They recorded him saying it. Yep. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a mess in herself. Yep. He was just down to, okay, thank you, Glenn. Roy, I was just down to McAllen, Texas, probably the most dangerous place you can visit. His vision of an impregnable fence isn't there, never will be. Yeah. I lived in Austin, Texas for 6 months. I was friends with some immigrants there too. And in Los Angeles. But I have 13 watching. That's a high for me. That's a good number for me. You don't watch Fox News. Hey, there's Ivan. Hi, Ivan. So how are things when you were in Yuma? So he winters down there, right, Roy? I mean, right, Ivan? You guys know each other, don't you? There's no wall in Texas. He shot down the border, and so I Googled it. Let me go to my Facebook. I believe she was right. I mean, he did not even deny it. You know, if it wasn't true, he would deny it. It was true. She got him. She smashed him to smithereens in the debate. It was awesome to watch because of an intelligent person. Debate against an idiot. Excuse my language, but that's my feelings. Yes. Okay, here it is. Because I emailed this to Paul, because what he said about it isn't true, and I don't think what you're saying about it is true either. because he shot it down because he wanted to run on that platform. He wanted to run on the platform of the immigrants are taking over the country, and and everybody, and the country's going to hell, and it's such a horrible, horrible place. I know our country is not perfect, but it's, thank you, Ivan. Let's stay on the topic, Ivan. How are things in Yuma? Right? Roy and I were just talking about Yuma. So, where was I? I don't make stuff up. But he shot it down. Like the reasons you're thinking he shot it down, you don't know why he shot it down. She was correct. He shot it down because he wanted to run on the spot. That's why he's screaming about, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they've taken over Aurora. Liar, lies, 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 lies. I think I have some swampland to sell you. I mean, don't fall for it. That's why I'm Red-Headed Riding Hood. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. Beware of pathological liars, malignant narcissists, sexual predators, felons. They should not be able to run for president. I'm talking about the one that he shot down. I'm not talking about another bill. I'm talking about the border security bill he shot down. It's what I brought up to Paul, because Paul was trying to say why do you not like immigrants? Because he was one of those like trolls, undercover trolls, like that I was talking about. Yeah, to be honest, if it wasn't for, yes, exactly, because they pick all our food. You know who Trump reminds me of? If you ever watch the movie Ella Enchanted, and the king that does like, and Ella is fighting for the rights of the giants and the elves, and the elves have to work as entertainers, and the giants pick their food, and the king says like, oh, who will pick my I'm worried about my vegetables. And Glenn, from what I heard in Yuma, they are paid a fair wage to do work that others don't want to do. Yeah, I was saying to the girl that did my nails, I was talking to the girl that did my nails, and I said I want it in it's a Kamal. Look at Kamal's nails. They're in a pale pink. They're not this long, but I was talking to her. I was like, because they're immigrants that work there. They're the Asian immigrants. And I'm like, so many immigrants that work a lot harder than some Americans do, They do. They work very hard. There were a lot of them in Peach County where they played soccer with my kids. So we were in a very small county in Georgia, Peach County. There's only one high school. And my kids were, as being white, they were in the minority at this high school. There were mostly blacks and Mexican immigrants. So there's a lot of farms in Georgia and Peach County. Yeah. Used to be illegal to have questionable mental health as president, but they tried to put Hillary with serious. No, Hillary didn't have any mental health issues. The one that has mental health issues is Trump. It should be illegal to have a felon in the White House. I'm betting you watch Fox News. They're happy working in the fields. I've had the opportunity to stop and visit with them. That's nice. And where did you hear this news? Where did you hear this news? That sounds like a Trump. That sounds like a Trump story. What do you have again? That's what I should have said to Paul. Is what do you have against immigrants? But we could go on and on. Is that who you talked to, Roy? Did you talk to the Yuma sheriff? You know, like one incident of that does not it's like Trump exaggerating the thing about Aurora, like they're taking over the whole city of Aurora. Do you know his name, Roy? Like, you know, what he's said, his lies are damaging. They're terrible, and they're especially bad because people believe him. Like that video about, you know, the 10 worst things about Trump, when he said this stuff about the bleach, the poison control centers were overloaded with people listen to him and think he's telling the truth because he's the president, and people were injecting themselves with bleach because of his lies and, excuse my language, bullshit. And I bet there are some Americans that would do that. Well, they won't even do the work. They won't even pick the food for us, you know? Sadly, too lazy. I think I'm probably going to have to take, my son is like, yeah, it'll be good to drive for Lyft because I have a hybrid, good gas mileage. So I tried driving for Lyft in Warner Robins. I didn't get enough rides, but my Airbnb did good. So, okay, well, you're saying this, Roy. Do you know if you have nothing, do you know, was it illegal or an illegal? Did can they tell by the poop if it was a legal immigrant or an illegal immigrant? Thanks, Ivan. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about this lady getting killed, and it was so sad. It was a pregnant woman too. getting killed that drove for Lyft by someone. Like I never drove at night. So they run through the fields and they poop in them. Is that what you're saying? So it's not the ones that are working? I thought you were talking about the ones working in the fields or pooping in the fields. That's what it sounded like you were saying, Roy. Yeah, I could do DoorDash too. But I've drove for Lyft before, but I wouldn't drive at night. Like I'm not really keen on transporting drunk people who might throw up in my car, you know? Oh, you had an Uber driver who beat the hell out of an elderly man here in Dallas. Oh, that's too bad. I don't like Uber. I mean, I didn't before. It's like Uber would charge more, so I didn't ride with Uber. I'd ride with Lyft, and then Lyft would pay you more. So I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But anyways, so I liked getting rides with Lyft, and I liked driving for Lyft better than Uber. But when I was in Europe, I got charged 95 euros for a ride from the airport to my Airbnb, and it was the place where I was staying, and it was like a 15-minute ride, and the Uber kept the thing going and charged me $95, and then Uber had to refund me. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think so too. It doesn't sound legit. It doesn't again, I don't think food prices or a person you know, I doubt that it's happened that much because I would be hearing about it. A person pooping in a field, none of that would get me to vote for a felon with 34 convictions, and especially for sexually assaulting women and taking away women's right for care. Yeah, I can just, I don't have to take every ride, and like I said, I never drove at night for Lyft. I never made that much. I have a limited amount of time. That's why I'm taking Saturdays to go out canvassing. And that's why I started talking about it on my YouTube, because like, hey, it's a little channel. I'm not monetized, but I hope, I'm sorry I get very emotional about this, but I hope that maybe at least I will get you and Char Roy to think and listen to some of the other side's thing. Like I said, the thing Fox News did, trying to do a thing that I feel like they're grasping at straws, trying to do a thing about Harris in a fight with Biden, and it's like, who cares? Who cares? Like, talk about the policies. And it's not even true, and it's baloney. And they picked out one thing where she's talking about the hurricane and the lies that, because he has been, you talked about one person, but he has been lying, and other people on social media in that area are coming up and saying, we're getting help from FEMA. Trump is lying, and he's using that. These people are hurting, and he's lying, and he's making the situation worse for them because he doesn't care about anybody but himself. Why would we need, it wouldn't matter. Even that's one small situation, and about one situation, but there's so many more bigger, more important issues about, like, all the people in the country, about women, about, yes, immigrants, about, the cost too. She has a plan for bringing down the cost of food. She has a plan for giving first home buyers a tax break, for giving first-time parents a tax break. You can't believe everything on Google either. I could Google it, but you Google the things that I'm telling you, Sure, I will. I'll Google it, but you look up the things I'm telling you. It all doesn't matter. I'm saying you tell me, what is the law? You're saying they all broke laws. They all broke laws. Tell me the law that she broke. What is the law that did she have a parking ticket? Right? Tell me. There's a difference between, being someone who commits sexual assault against a woman and someone who is for and wants to pardon the January 6ers who caused $27 million in damages and brutally, beat and pulled out their gas masks and sprayed them with bear spray and put the gas mask back on them. It caused 4 police officers to take their own lives. I mean, can you imagine if you were a police officer and went through all that? It's no wonders that the trauma. You're there to uphold the law, and all these fellow Americans, and they were Trumpers. And listen to the thing about Pam Hempel. I'm going to drop that. Listen to Pam Hempel on Luke Beasley. If I can cause, we came across a young person who wasn't going to vote when we went canvassing. And I was like, please, I didn't vote in 2016's election, and I'm sorry I didn't. I regret not voting for Hillary Char. I regret not voting for Hillary because she would have been a hell of a lot better than Trump. But they probably would have rioted, So she talks about she was in a cult. She was there on January 6th. She spent 2 months in prison for January 6th. She's a 69-year-old grandmother. And then Trump tweets, or no, somebody else tweeted, and Trump retweeted it. And somebody was using her in the lies, in the mega lies, and saying, a 69-year-old grandmother got 2 months in prison, and Hunter Biden got free. And she is so brave and so awesome, and she's for Harris now. She's come out of the cult, and she tweeted back to Trump, don't use me for an example. I did wrong, and I deserved going to prison. So I'm not sure if I'm spelling her name right. and Luke Beasley. But, you know, just immigrants pooping in fields, that's not a big enough issue for me. You know, I don't need to call the sheriff about that. Yeah, you have good friends, and you know, I no longer care about losing them as friends. So I lost a uh a subscriber moderator, yeah, who was trying to bait me, really. I have really good friends in my park in Yuma who are staunch Trump supporters. We are friends because we don't discuss politics. I'm neutral, not Republican, not Democrat. Common sense prevails. So are you a citizen of the U.S.? Because I thought you were a citizen of Canada. I'm confused. Yes, teens turn. Yes, I watched all those videos because you know I used to not. Now I need to be informed because and since I've been learning more, he's done so much more than I even realized. So much more bad stuff, and it's not like they're not on equal footing. There should be no debate in who you should vote for. He's a felon. He's a malignant narcissist. He cheats. He lies. He cheats on his wife. I mean, that's like the most basic thing, you know. You think if he's going to cheat on his wife and lie to his wife that he's not going to lie to you so he can be president? Oh, you are Canadian. Okay. But it's not as big an issue as the candidate's character. And it doesn't affect me that much. Mm. Yes, I agree the system does suck. The electoral votes are stupid. And there shouldn't be just two candidates. That's what both of my kids like separately when I talk to them about politics. My two kids that I have the best relationship with, my middles, Claire and Ian, they both said the same thing when I talked to them about something. She's like, there needs not be a two-party system. There needs to be more choices. And other countries do it differently. It does if he sexually assaults women. I'm not going to vote a sexual predator into the White House who grabs women by the pussy. He's a misogynistic, narcissistic, malignant narcissistic liar. And you cannot believe a single thing he says. It's not just it doesn't affect you if you don't think that if he lies to his wife that he's not going to lie to you? Millions of people in this country, and we get a freaking bozo felony malignant narcissist as a candidate. She's not a bozo. Law school is very hard. I had a friend from high school who she went to Florida State. So she's a big rival with my ex who went to Florida. She was a Seminole, and my ex was a Gator. So they're big. She tried to get into law school. It's hard. It's not he's a sexual predator who grabs women by the pussy. He's a misogynist. They all are. No, they're not. Kamala Harris is not. She convicts those type of people. Yeah, what if he was talking exactly, Ivan? What if he was talking about sexually assaulting your daughter or grabbing your daughter by the pussy? They are not all. That's what Paul was trying to say to you. They're all, they're all liars. They're all, That's not true. If you can't keep your home life together, why should you be allowed to run the country? Exactly. And he's gone bankrupt. How many times has he gone bankrupt? Brenda knows. Yeah, it's not like his sex life. He's a felon. He's a felon. He's an evil man. He should not be able to even run. This should not be a close race. But so many people are brainwashed. Again, I'm listening to. I feel like it's kind of cheating when you listen to the book and don't read it. But anyways, I'm listening to the Cult of Trump. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. You have to think about other people. If he's going to lie about them, he's just like, he's evil. And I think, I don't know if this is true in your case, but like I said about that conservative video that came up after one of my videos I was watching, and the guy was in Alabama interviewing where are the Harris people, and and they interviewed one woman at the beginning who had a Harris sign in her yard in Alabama, but they were at NASCAR and they were in Alabama, so of course, and they're like, where are all the Harris people? And they were being all, and I'm like, I don't want to get into unnecessary debates, and I think that we'll stop. But I still wanted to leave a comment that said, like, oh, all these guys' wives and girlfriends are voting for Harris, so their vote's not even going to count. So, women, get out there and vote for Harris. Don't vote for a sexual predator, malignant narcissist, pathological liar. Need I go on? It blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Listen to the other side, please. Try to listen to the other side with an open mind. Try to think of women. Try to think of women. Try to think of maybe your granddaughters, maybe, just voting him into office it's just a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to those women, especially those women that were sexually assaulted by him, and just all women in general. It's a slap in the face to all people of color. It's just, it's horrible. So you were a politician, Roy? $34 counts. Yeah, convicted felon on 34 counts. And January 6th, you shouldn't have liked what you heard about him. You didn't like what you heard? I'm still asking you again, what law do you know of for a fact that Kamala Harris has broke? You're like trying to put her on the same level, and she is not. She is not on his level. You almost became an Indiana delegate. I still wonder about going back to school. If I could do it now. My friend Diana Brianne Fairchild inspires me. She went back to school like in her 60s, and she's still going to college, and she took law. And I used to say, like, one of the things my mom said is you should be a pastor. And I was in the Southern Baptist Church, so women couldn't be pastors because they're misogynistic and they're racist. And I experienced that full hand. I know a lot. I'm not saying this about the people that are in here that support him, but many of the people that support Trump, like I said, my ex, my brother, are racist and misogynistic. And I saw it in the Southern Baptist Church I went to in Georgia. It was really bad. And that's why a lot of them like him, honestly. But yeah, I'm wondering, I'm getting more involved. So I went out canvassing last week. So I pleaded with this guy, and he said he was this kid, and it was me and another mom. She was a little bit younger than me. And yeah, I agree there's idiots on both sides. But I think there's much more craziness, I think, on the MAGA side than on the liberal side. I mean, I wouldn't have said that before, but go back to school and get a law degree. Yeah, so that's another thing my mom had said to me. She's like, you could be a lawyer, but she was being sarcastic because we would get into it about politics. And that's why I shied away from it so long, because I didn't want to. And I'm glad we buried the hatchet before she passed. And I'm glad she got to see Obama win. The woman I canvassed with on Saturday, she had canvassed for Obama. And but this one kid was undecided. And he was just like fed up with it all. And he was like, well, I wasn't going to vote. I don't think I'm registered. And we're like, we think you have time to get registered. And he's like, okay, I'm going to vote. And we were like, thank you. Listen to your mother. Thanks, Brenda. Because I'm just passionate about a lot of things. And honestly, she inspires me the way she took in, because we got to fight this crap. We got to fight this misogynistic crap. I'm sorry, but we do. We got to fight this crap. We got to fight against, there's so many men like that just think women are their, property, and they can do whatever they want with them. We can grab them by the pussy, and like, heck no, You think some little thing about how much my vegetables cost is gonna make me decide to vote for a sexual predator? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I was gonna read this poem that I have, and I gave you a copy of this book, didn't I? I wrote a poem about Election Day 2008. And I don't know, but I don't think these two veterans were voting for the same people, but I don't know. It was a white man and a black man, and they both had a Vietnam vet cap on. Um, so this was about, some of my poems are like story poems, and I need to get writing more. I still do, you guys. I've been in a, it's not a, I don't know, it's hard to say what it is. It's not a writer's block. It's not that. It's just a discouragement thing, about Page Publishing stealing my book and stuff like that. And yeah, been through a lot of crap. But anyways, this was from 2008. I don't know when I wrote it, if I wrote it right after it happened, or I might have. So it's one of the older poems in here then, because a lot of them are. If you're interested in my book, yeah, a man can't grab his own life by the pussy without it being a form of assault. Yeah, exactly. So, and now that I'm talking about it, maybe, I can only pray that maybe it would change someone's mind or get somebody to look into things more. I learned a lot of things. I watched the PBS Frontline thing on Harris and Trump. I shared that on my community tab too, and I learned some about both of them that I didn't know. So, and a lot of stuff. And it was filmed when she went to Guatemala. She told them, don't come. Let me say something. Don't come here. She was criticized for it. She said, don't come into our country. She said that. Did you ever hear that, Roy? I bet you haven't heard that. The game of checkers was invented to talk politics over. And I've learned a lot from listening to Stephen Hassan's book about the cult of Trump. Fred Trump would say over and over again to Donald, "You are a killer. You are king. You are a killer. You are king," and drilled that into him. Oh gosh, I'm like at 3,300. I've been like right up to 60 away from 3,000, Glenn. I've been past 3,000 watch hours in a year. Like, yeah. So I'm like, I can tell you. I feel like I'll get there when I get there. I feel like I will get there. But I get impatient. I need to start driving for Lyft, you guys. But I am doing well. Thankful to my parents and my lawyer. Actually, I don't want to say thankful to my ex, but thankful to my lawyer for getting me the spousal support I deserved after working my butt off and not being allowed to work outside the home. I have 2,338 public watch hours and I need 3,000. And that's to get super chats and memberships. Shopping, I don't know what shopping is. But I've been close. When I was working at the When I was working as a lifeguard, my watch time started to go down. Members with special contents. You're at half your hours. I have enough, now I was at almost 4,000 watch hours when I had 500 subs. But at that time, they didn't allow you to get monetized. I could have been monetized if the rules were like that. I didn't have even a community tab to defend myself with when the bully attacked me on his community tab. Because they didn't give you a community tab then until you had 500. So I was just under 500. So yeah, that's where I am. But it's okay. Let me read this poem. So I let these Vietnam vets go in front of me. And that's what this poem is about. Election Day 2008. And it's called Thank You. I was standing there waiting like everyone else, exercising my freedom. He stood behind me, his wife by his side, with a faraway sadness in his eyes. His cap said Vietnam vet. There was a time he wouldn't wear it, I bet. He noticed the dark-skinned man behind. His cap was the exact same kind. He had a Vietnam vet cap on. Brothers, they were friends instantly. They had been through the same war and insanity. I decided to offer a kind gesture of thanks. Go ahead of me, both of you. This is going to make me cry. I'm exercising my freedom that was bought for me. I didn't have to pay. I got it for free. You paid it for me. So thank you, Roy. It was such a small thing. It was nothing at all. The man was astonished. Were those tears in his eyes? What small thing can you do on any special day to show them the honor they're due? Do it now, don't delay, because you may not have another day. I'm talking about watch hours. I have 1,078 subscribers now. You can drop your link, Char. Yeah, Char does stories, and don't you do some art and crafts and stuff? I really am bad about, you can drop your link, Char. So yeah, that was my poem. And, that was when Obama was running. Yes, they were horrible to Vietnam veterans. That's what these two men were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, you can drop your link because I still have you as a moderator. So let me say my storm poem while I'm at it. But I don't like disagreeing with people, you guys. It really is hard for me. I don't like to. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at being able to say no. Codependence Anonymous is really helping me, you guys. It's helping me more than my therapist. I need to find a new therapist. I still need to find a new therapist. But it's helping me more than my therapist did. Good night, CW. Yes, I should sleep well. I'm so exhausted, you guys. I'm gonna say my storm poem. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? Cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve or even vote for Harris. Sorry, just changing up. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she said to me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees. In quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, 'cause he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day through the clouds I'll see the rainbow. All right, I'm going to pray for everybody. Everybody to see the light, to see the truth. Dear Lord, thank you for all these friends and followers, and forgive me, Lord. I hope I was respectful and not disrespectful. I care for people, Lord, and I feel very passionately, Lord, and I pray I didn't say anything unkind. I don't want to say anything unkind, Lord. Lord, I pray for Roy and Becky, and I pray that you be with them and bless them, Lord, and in their lives. And I pray that that they would just make an informed decision and vote their conscience, Lord. I pray for Char, and I pray that she would do her research too and make an informed vote, Lord. And I pray you bless her and her family and be with her and help her with her health issues, Lord. Lord, I pray for Jim. I thank you for him, and I pray that you would bless him and his family. And I pray for Elsa. Thank you that she made it through the storm in Florida, and I pray that you would bless her and her family and her fur babies. Please be with Brenda Berner. I thank you for her and for her moderating and for her love and support, and just the blessing she's been to me. And I pray you bless her and her family and her husband and her kids and her grandkids and be with her. I pray you bless Glenn. Thank you for the support he's been to me and my channel, and I pray you bless him and his family. I thank you for him being here, and I pray that you'll be with him. Please bless Alec. He came in and went out. I pray you bless his channel and be with him. Thank you for him popping in and wishing me a happy birthday. I pray that you would bless this young man and be with him and bless his family. Thank you for Ivan. And I pray that you give him a safe trip when he comes down. Thank you for his voice and his opinions and coming in here to help me out. And I pray that you would bless him and his family. Thank you for guiding us, Lord. Good. I'm glad. I didn't mean to be. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I feel very passionately about this. That's why I couldn't be quiet anymore. So please bless all these people, Lord. Please guide me in my life, Lord. Help me to get the things done I need to get done, Lord. Help me to be more frugal like my dad and not spending so much like my mom, Lord. But thank you for my parents and the blessing they've been to me and the money I got from my parents' estate, Lord. And I thank you for what I got in my divorce, Lord, that I am so blessed and that I'm not hungry. I thank you for this country, Lord, and I pray that you would bless it. And I pray for your will to be done in this election, Lord. I pray for people to be more informed, to be critically thinking, and just really, really um, think before you go vote. I pray that people will vote, though. I pray that you would dwarf any illegal voting going on, Lord. And I just pray that you would make this a fair election, that there would be a peaceful transfer of power. I pray that you would bless this country. I thank you for this country, Lord. I thank you that we're not in a war-torn country, Lord. I think of Israel and Palestine, Lord, and it just breaks my heart, the things I see on the news. Lord, and I had that thing on October 7th because it was just awful what happened, Lord, and I'm sad for those dying, innocent people dying on both sides, Lord. And war is just so sad, Lord. And I just pray for peace in the Middle East, Lord. I pray for the conflict with Ukraine and Russia, Lord, that there would peace come to these countries, Lord. We know that one day, we thank you that one day you will come and you will bring peace on earth. And that time isn't now, but right now, Lord, I pray that you would just help these people in these war-torn countries and these poor countries. And Lord, immigrants just want to come here for a better life. And, are we going to take down the sign on the Statue of Liberty? Yes, I'm going to read that. I'm not for fear mongering, Char. And I don't want that convicted felon to be in charge of that button. He's crazy. He's crazy. Again, Lord, I thank you for this country, Lord. I wouldn't want to live in any other country. It's not perfect, but Lord, I thank you for this country. I thank you for all my children. I pray you bless them and be with them and keep them safe and watch over them and protect them. I pray that they would know that you are real and that you love them. I pray that you would know that I love them. I thank you for the CODA program, Lord, and that I'm hopeful that it will help me have a better relationship with my kids because I love them so much. And thank you for my grandkids, and thank you that Claire contacted me in 2022 and that I have a relationship with her now, Lord. Thank you for our families, for our kids and our grandkids, and we pray that you bless them. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. And yeah, I want to read the poem on the Statue of Liberty before I go. For all the times I've been to New York, I've not been able to go to the Statue of Liberty. Okay, I want to read the actual poem. What is the original poem on the Statue of Liberty? Okay. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Now it's longer than that, isn't it? It's a poem by Emma Lazarus. but it's longer than that. I want the whole thing. Oh, it's long. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles, from her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome, her mild eyes command. The air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands, your storied pomp cries with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, your yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuge of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. We'll close with that. Yeah, I was never, so when we went in 1984, right after I graduated from high school, and yeah, we had to read William Orwell's 1984, and we were the class of 1984, and we went to New York, and my mom and dad and my brother Jonathan didn't go. He was working and going to school. And he was probably mad. He's been mad his like whole entire life. Now he's mega mad. They're just so angry and unhappy. But he didn't go. My sister met us in Boston, and we went to see my grandmother, where my grandmother was born in New England. And I had only went there once, and it was the first time I'd been to New York City, and they were working on the Statue of Liberty, so we couldn't go to it. And then we went when my daughter got married in Philly in 2016. Our whole family, even though we were separated at that time, and I was living in the smaller house, but we all went up for my Claire Bear's wedding. And Philly is just like an hour from New York City, so we went into New York City, but we didn't go to the Statue of Liberty. So I've been to New York a couple of times, and then Claire and I went to see Wicked, and not this year Mother's Day, but last year Mother's Day, 2023. We went into New York City to see Wicked, because I wanted to see a Broadway play, and that was the one I wanted to see. So I'm all smudgy. I've almost gone 3 hours, you guys. So I will put on this thing. Yeah, I don't really like I like to go visit big cities. Like I like to go into Denver, but I don't you know. My son said when I got this apartment, he said, you could find something cheaper. And I don't know if I could find, though, unless I got a roommate, if I could really get anything cheaper. So, yeah, I don't know. But if I went north, I might be able to, but I don't know. But I don't want to be in the city. But I still want to go to, so I haven't been to Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, and I hear that Glacier National Park is really beautiful. I'd like to go there. So, yeah, those are on my list. And I still haven't been to Hawaii. So Hawaii's on my list. Now I've been to Europe, so that's off my list. But yeah. All right. Y'all, I'm going to let you go. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red because Red is praying for you. Then to the Grand Canyon. It's really beautiful. Oh, okay. Thanks, y'all. Thanks so much. Love you. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. We'll see you Friday. Dinner with Red. I'm to think of what I'm going to have. Oh, I think I'm going to grill some chicken. I'm going to go shish kebab. Oh, yes. Let's go, Brenda. Yeah, I decided I don't want to go anywhere else by myself. So I'm either going to find me a guy or go with a girlfriend. Yeah, we were planning a whole, like in our, in the YouTube community I was in, we were planning a girls trip to Hawaii. We were. That's why I was like, these were my friends. That's why it was so hurtful. They were my friends. Until it was somewhat cult-like. It was somewhat cult-like the way they just got them all to hate on me. It was crazy. Alrighty. Good night. Bye.